Hi everyone, my name is Brenda. I'm a consultant psychologist at Absolute Mind Clinic. So today I would like to talk to you guys about generalized anxiety disorder. So any one of us might have felt a certain level of anxiety every now and then. Maybe before going in for an interview, before giving a presentation, before talking to your boss, or maybe while waiting for your result, and so on. But when this anxiety exceeds the normal amount and it starts interfering with your everyday work, this worry of yours is much larger than the effect of the so-called situation. Then we are talking about generalized anxiety disorder. The individual will tend to have an extreme worry about any situation or a future event as to what might happen or what could be the outcome of it. Maybe you will imagine the worst consequence for a very simple situation. Once I had seen a student who was worried every time any college work was due for him. He used to be so restless and walking around and thinking, what if I do it wrong? How will my ma'am react? What if she yells at me in front of my class? What if she asks me to do it again? What will I do in that situation? What will be my backup plan I should prepare? Is there any way I can avoid the scenario? He used to think quite a lot. So even though there was no proof that his work will go wrong, he used to still be worried about the same thing. And it kind of hampered with his work, and he lost his sleep, and he was irritated most of the time. This happened every time any little work was due, and it went on for a very long time. You might have come across someone like this in a similar situation or in a work or a family situation, someone who used to take extreme tension and worrying about very small things. So you should keep in mind that a normal amount of anxiety is attached to every stressful situation. But when this hampers with your daily functioning and affect everything you do, then we are talking about generalized anxiety disorder. So this normal anxiety can be differentiated from generalized anxiety disorder in three ways. So first of all, when you have a normal anxiety, it is something you can control. Or you can put that matter away when there is a more pressing matter to look into. For example, you're worried about your result, but then your mother needed some help with taking care of your grandmother. So you keep aside your worry and carry on with that work. But in case of generalized anxiety disorder or GAD, it hampers with your normal functioning, be it with your daily activities, your school or your work or your personal life. You will not be ready to carry on with these activities. Secondly, the worries of GAD are more distressing and of longer duration. They occur frequently, like even without any trigger. It will just happen. And the third point is that normal anxiety is less likely to be accompanied by any physical symptoms. And third point is that normal anxiety is less likely to be accompanied by any physical symptoms. So in GAD, you can actually see a few physical symptoms. There are mainly 6 physical symptoms, and out of which you can look for any 3 of them. And the first one is a restlessness or a feeling keyed up or on edge, like you find yourself tossing around or not being able to do your work. The next one is you feel easily tired or fatigued even though you haven't done much work or any other activity. The next thing is that you will find it difficult to concentrate on your work, you'll get distracted, or you will feel that your mind is going blank. You might also feel irritable or having any sleep issues or sleep disturbance wherein you will find it difficult to get some sleep or waking up in between your sleep, or you don't feel rested after long hours of sleep. Lastly, you might notice some amount of muscle tension in any part of your body. Could be similar to how you feel after you have done a long workout. Along with this, there could also be muscle ache or soreness or feeling shaky or trembling. And you might also experience some somatic, that is like bodily symptoms, sweating or maybe nausea or diarrhea and the like. Now, the context of this anxiety may vary between different age group. For example, in children, it might be related to their schoolwork, and for adults, it might be related to their family, their finance, their job, or even their physical health. The symptoms of anxiety and worry might be seen even in children, but not usually present before adolescence. These are then considered as anxious temperaments and not like generalized anxiety disorder. So usually this become more evident as you become an adult and during your median age of like 30 years. But most of these people who are diagnosed, they report that they have felt anxious kind of like all their life. And now for us to make a diagnosis of GAD, the symptoms which I've mentioned earlier, they have to be present for more days than not. That is like most days for at least 6 months. This anxiety will not be related to any other general medical condition or substance use or occurring only during any mood or other psychiatric disturbance phases. And generalized anxiety disorder might coexist with what you call as social phobia, specific phobia, panic disorder, or depressive disorder. And in about 25% of the cases, the patients with this GAD, they tend to experience panic disorder at a later time. So you have to pay attention to the symptoms carefully. Now there are various risk factors which is related to GAD. So sometimes any negative or like traumatic events it might have happened in the childhood or any recent traumatic event that happened to the individual can contribute to GAD. And studies have also shown that parental overprotection of their children is a risk factor. So many a time parents won't even realize this, but it is considered as a risk factor. And in 1/3 of the cases, this GAD is shown to run in families as well. So in case you have experienced any of these symptoms or you know someone who is going through all these things, there is a proper counseling and psychotherapy approaches like cognitive or behavioral or supportive and insight oriented, which can be helpful in treatment of GAD. You can always take help from a mental health professional to ease these symptoms and make changes in the condition. So I'll see you next week with a different topic. Thank you.